Well, good morning, boys and girls, moms and dads, everybody in viewerland. Thanks for tuning in to our videos for entertainment purposes only. I hope they entertain you and teach you something along the way. As you can see, we got the Champion dual fuel running on its board with gasoline today. We run the gasoline just to dry out the system. We don't run that LP all the time. When you run the LP, that's during an emergency situation, and you just shut it off. That way you don't have fuel in the generator sitting there sloshing around doing nothing for months, going stale, gumming up your carburetor and causing you problems. So you want to run that non-ethanol fuel. It doesn't necessarily have to be premium, but you want to run non-ethanol, and usually premium's your only choice because they like to charge you extra to do it right. But that's my choice up here. So I get the non-ethanol. It doesn't gum up my carburetors. It doesn't melt up my rubber hoses and destroy stuff. So you don't want to run that. So we got it on the board. It's going to totally run dry, and next week it'll run. So I know it's boring sometimes, but you just got to get familiar with your equipment and run it every week. It's simple. Or every 2 weeks if you're not a weekly person. But run it every 2 weeks. Let it run just for 10-15 minutes with a quart of gasoline in it on that board like that till it runs dry. And once again, you don't want to load on it when it stops running. You want to be able to have it so it cools off a minute, you know. Okay, well, we're going to go over to the 24 kW Generac today, as always. The snow's melting here. We're getting some rain, and we've had the 40s, so we don't have much snow. You can see it's like down to the grass in some areas, you know. So that's good. Just like where I plowed it and snow blowed it, we got a little grass. So here's the 24 kW. Now it sits here, and a lot of people just let it sit here. Open it up once a week, you know, after it runs. Let it cool off for a couple minutes. Open it up, check your oil, and make sure the inside's clean, the basics are clean. Your vents are clear on both sides. The exit for the exhaust, and the side where the light is your intake for your air filter. So you don't want to be sucking up snow. So keep your snow clear, keep your leaves clear, keep your debris clear. Don't bury them in bushes and plants. So make sure that that's all clean. And then I take some F11 and I treat the exterior of the unit and the interior, and I clean it up. But remember, if you're going to take that cover off and you're going to go messing with the inside of it, that you got to push that red button, the off button, so that you see that exterior light on the right there turn to red. So you want that red and off. And then once you're done, you're going to put it back into the auto mode. Push the green button, and the auto mode will light up the green light again for you. And that green light, as we all know, when it's steady like that, that just means the last time it checked out and everything's good. When it's flashing green, producing power. Yellow, maintenance issue. And red, that's bad. That means that it's not going to be able to start. So you can try clearing the code and then letting it start again. And if it doesn't, well, then you got a problem. Then you'll have to go through the codes and figure out what it is. But always keep extra oil filters, air filters, spark plugs, the basics. Because if they do a long run time and power's down all over the place, well, your dealer's not going to come out and change your oil at your 50-hour mark. So go ahead and change your own oil. You know, it's not that hard. So, okay. Well, we're going to wait for her to start. She should be starting any time now. So, once it starts, it's going to run for 5 minutes. The EPA only lets them run for 5 minutes. So, don't forget that if you don't have a power failure in a quarter of the year, you know, 3 months, 90 days, come out flip your breaker or the switch in your transfer switch and let it run for 45 minutes to an hour, making power for the whole house. And it'll burn all the moisture out of the oil. It's good for the machine to produce electricity and actually have a draw on it. So you want to do those things. So, okay, well, we're going to wait for this baby to start. All right, there we go. We have a successful start. We'll see if the green light stays on. And our green light is staying on. So that's good. So that means that everything's checked out and she's good for the week. Like I said, I'm going to let her run for the 5 minutes. It's going to stop running. Then I'm going to allow it to cool. So once I push my Champion dual fuel back in the garage on my way into the house, I open up the cover, check your oil. Okay, have a good day. Be safe out there. Ciao.